Okay, so it says I'm here. Maybe I am. I am. And I see the chat. Okay. So, I don't know what I did wrong the first time, but I did it right the second. So, here we are. And I'm trying to do this so that, which I don't have anything to share with y'all today, really, that is a screen share thing. But I'm trying to do this today so that maybe on Thursday it will be better. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Because I don't know. But, how are y'all doing? I can see the chat, but I don't know how, like, delayed this is. I'm seeing myself in real time, so I don't know if it's, if there's a big delay. I don't know if this is better than normal. That's another reason why I wanted to do this today. Because I didn't want to set up a whole bunch of stuff on Thursday and then all of a sudden it'd be horrible and I wouldn't be able to show y'all stuff. So, anyway, I don't know how many people are here either because I can only see who chats, who says something. So, I don't know. But, we're here. Some of us are here. I don't think Donna will be here. Most likely, she's not going to be here. I don't think, anyways. But I do want to go over prayer requests, and then I have some things to tell you otherwise about Donna. Hi, Mary. I don't know how that Carol's family is. They were recovering last week, she said. And then Doug Maddox, that fell off the ladder and had to have surgery for his, it shows 3, okay. Which sometimes it shows more than what really is there. I mean, it shows less than what's really there because there'll be more people commenting or talking in the chat than there are actually, showing up on the numbers. So, I don't trust that anyways. So, it doesn't matter to me, that part. But, yeah, Carol, how's your family recovering from COVID and everything? And then Mary's husband, did he have his MRI yet? Because I don't know, I didn't ask. And her daughter, Michelle, how's her kidney stones? How's that all going? Oh, well, I wrote. Oh, no. Donna's husband, who Donna usually is here, y'all know that she's, they're in the hospital, but she had asked to find a new, for prayer to help them find a new cardiologist. Hi, Kelly. And then Carol's niece, Janet, she's got to have this leg surgery in February. So keep her in your prayers. But if y'all have looked on my community tab, you know that Robin, Donna's husband, is in the hospital. He's been in there, I think this is the 5th day now. Today whenever I spoke to her, he has woken up. He did not know where he was at. He thought that he had been kidnapped, which would be like, probably me too if I didn't remember going to the hospital or something. But he thought he'd been kidnapped. Because he was semi-conscious part of the time, he didn't understand what was going on. He knew that they were telling him that they were doctors and things, but he didn't believe any of it. And the way she talked to me, he didn't really even believe he was, like, it was a real thing happening, until he asked for her, and she told him something that would never be on the internet, something that they knew from 30-something years ago, and he's accepted that oh yes, this is real, this is not something that, but they still don't know what's wrong with him. They're doing tests. They did different ones, and they can't find the reason for him to get so sick so quickly and end up in the hospital for 4 days and not even realize he's really there, not even know he's there. But he is recognizing his family. He's doing okay. He is on a feeding tube, and they have done a swallow test to see if he could swallow, and he did okay with that. So I think she said they were gonna further, try to get him to be able to eat again, because he hasn't been able to for days because he's been out of it. He's been on a very strong antibiotic that they can only give, I think it's every 36 hours because of the strength of it. So he's just very sick, and they don't know why. They cannot figure it out. They don't understand it. So he definitely needs prayers. She needs prayers. Their sons, they don't even know if this is something that could have been contagious. They don't know what it is. So they're just going through everything that they can and trying to figure it out. So, like I said, she's probably not going to be here today because, of course, she's going to be there. And if she is, then, that'll be good too. But does anyone else have any more prayer requests that I need to write down or anything like that? If you do, I'll write them down. But if you don't, then we can go on. And also, if anybody ever does have a prayer request, if you don't want it public, you can always email me. My email is in the description box, and it's also on my About page. So, we're going to be going over the last 3 chapters of 2 Samuel, which seems kind of odd that we're at the end of it, but it seems like we've been there for a long time, because we've been doing 2 Samuel for since November. We started in November. Michelle's just left the ER with Cecily in Montgomery because she's trying to pass out. So Cecily's sick. Doug is doing better. That's good. Baby Elizabeth's back to her normal self. That's good. I forgot. Why didn't I read her? I have her on here. I skipped over. I'm sorry. Let me write down Cecily. So, how old is Cecily now? I'm writing with the wrong pen. This thing's fixing to quit on me. But, she's 10? Okay. I thought she was about the same age as, Sarah. And Sarah, I think she just turned 10 or fixing to. I have too many nieces and nephews. Not really. I don't have too many. I just have too many that I can not keep up with their ages. That's what I should say. There's not too many. There's going to be more, it seems, because the grandchildren or my nieces and nephews will be having children. more of them will be having children because some of them already have them. But anyway, so we're going to be going over the last of 2 Samuel, and I have it on the screen so I won't have to look down as much, which I don't have to really look down because I actually didn't even take any notes this time. I didn't feel the need to. I don't know why, but I just didn't feel like I needed to write notes. And then when I was reading it, I kept going into Kings. I went on to 1 Kings. I was like, wait a minute, I'm only supposed to be doing 3 chapters. And I went on into like 2 or 3 chapters in First Kings, because it's still David's story. It's still all of that. But anyway, your recipe will be in the mail tomorrow. I forgot to mail it today. Well, that's fine, Carol. I didn't even expect you to send me one. But I do appreciate it. I'll have to go check my P.O. box in a couple days. I usually check it on the weekends anyways. So anyway, let's get started with reading this. And another reason why I wanted to show this screen is because this is the eSword Bible that y'all see right here, which I can make it full screen, but I want to be able to see the chat. But this is the eSword Bible, and it has all sorts of things in it. It's got different Bible versions you can download, and it's got commentaries you can download, and there's a place for you to do notes and stuff, like I can type over here and print it out and stuff, and then there's dictionaries, different ones. But that's why I wanted y'all to see this too, because they do have paid parts, but this part is free, so you can get lots of different commentaries to help you study. But as far as I know, it only works for a computer, and they do have it on Apple products, but I think you pay for it on there, but I'm not sure, because I don't have Apple products. So, alright, I'm going to get started with reading. It says, "And David spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord had delivered him out of the hand of all his enemies and out of the hand of Saul. And he said, The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. The God of my rock, in him will I trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower, my refuge, my Savior. Thou savest me from violence. I will call on the Lord, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from mine enemies. When the waves of death compassed me, the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord, and cried to my God, and he did hear my voice out of his temple, and my cry did enter into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled, the foundations of heaven moved and shook, because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and the fire of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon the cherub, and did fly, and he was seen upon the wings of the wind. And he made darkness pavilions round about him, dark waters, and thick clouds of the skies. Through the brightness before him were coals of fire kindled. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered his voice. And he sent out arrows and scattered them, lighting and discomfited them. And the channels of the sea appeared, the foundations of the world were discovered at the rebuking of the Lord, at the blast of the breath of his nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them that hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also unto the large place. He delivered me, because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his judgments were before me, and as for his statutes, I did not depart from them. I was also upright before him, and have kept myself from mine iniquity. Therefore the Lord hath recompensed me according to thy righteousness, according to my cleanness in his sight. With the merciful, though thou wilt shew thyself merciful, and with the upright man thou wilt shew thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt shew thyself pure, and with the froward thou wilt shew thyself unsavory. And the afflicted people thou wilt save, but thine eyes are upon the haughty, that thou mayest bring them down. For thou art my lamp, O Lord, and the Lord will lighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my God have I leaped over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord, and who is a rock save our God? God is my strength and power, and he maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teaches me my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, so that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and destroyed them, and turned not again until I had consumed them. And I have consumed them and wounded them, that they could not arise. Yea, they are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength to battle. Them that rose up against me hast thou subdued under me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They looked, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord, and he answered them not. Then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp them as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad. Thou also hast delivered me from the strivings of my people. Thou hast kept me to be head of the heathen. A people which I knew not shall serve me. Strangers shall submit themselves unto me as soon as they hear. They shall be obedient unto me. Strangers shall fall away, and they shall be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and exalted be the God of the rock of my salvation. I can't even read today. I don't know. My eyes doing weird stuff. It is God that avengeth me, and bringeth down the people under me, and that bringeth me forth from mine enemies. Thou also hast lifted me up high above them that rose up against me. Thou hast delivered me from violent men. Therefore I will give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and I will sing praises unto thy name. He is a tower of salvation for his king, and sheweth mercy to his anointed, unto David, and to his seed forevermore. Okay, so we know that David wrote a lot of the Psalms. And to me, this is like one of the Psalms, and this is a song that David sang. I mean, it even says it on the heading there. This is a song that he sang, and we can go through and pick each verse and pull something out of it that he is praising God about, or that he is saying, God did this for me. And he's saying, he's telling everyone in David's own way how good God is. And y'all that have been following along with my scripture writing plans, you know that I've been in Psalms. Oh goodness, I don't know how long I've been writing Psalms. I could look back, but it's been, I know 6 months, I want to say. No, longer. 6 or 8 months that I've been in Psalms, because it feels like every month I'm making a new scripture writing plan, and I'm trying to decide what do I want to write about this next month. And I am in Psalms all the time, and I know that David was praising God and talking about all the things that he did for him, and that is what this whole entire chapter reminds me of. But of course it does, because that's David wrote it. But over here in the little commentary, this is Matthew Henry's commentary, which I have the book. It's like that thick. Y'all seen it before. I pulled it out before. It's kind of telling about all that David did in some ways. It's telling about how he fought Saul, and how God took him out of that, and all of those things. And then, like we just went over all the things that David did that was good, like fighting Goliath, and where that he had became king. But even though he was king, he was not disrespecting Saul, and the whole time Saul was trying to kill him, and he could have killed Saul, but he didn't. And then he did bad things whenever he took another man's life because he wanted his wife. He had sinned against God by getting her pregnant, and we know that he did wrong there. And there's just different things that he did wrong, but God took him out of all of the good, the bad, all of the things. And that is what, to me, this entire chapter is about talking about how that God had brought him out of it. Now, some of it, I'm kind of like, okay, he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Okay, are you trying to just rhyme, or is that something that, or, is it just trying to sound good, or is that something you feel like happened, And then, like he says, he drew me out of many waters. Maybe David felt like he was drowning at times. I know I felt like I was drowning at times. I felt like I couldn't get a breath because I couldn't get out of, the panic I was in or whatever. I've done that before. But the whole chapter just talks about how good God is. How so many people, like even David's own children, who did him wrong. Which, there's things that David did wrong. Whenever he didn't protect his daughter, whenever he didn't stop his son, well, he couldn't have maybe stopped his son, but whenever he didn't do something about his son raping his daughter, those kind of things. But through all of this, David's not saying he was perfect, but he's saying God is perfect. And that's what I got out of this chapter, and that's kind of why I just read it like that instead of stopping, because we could break down every one of the verses, but honestly, it all says the same thing. He's praising God, and that's what I feel like it's about. So we'll go on to 23, which I feel like, because this says the last words of David, but David is in 1 Kings too. That's why I kept reading. I was like, wait a minute, there's David here, I just kept reading, and I was not reading on this. I was reading on my other Bible app, but I was reading the same version, so that part is not going to trip me up or anything. But this part is, well, it says it's the last words, but then the way the Bible is written, it's like some of the other stuff is not chronological, I guess you could say. I guess that's what it means. Now these be the last words of David. David the son of Jesse said, and the man who was raised up on high, the anointed of the God of Jacob, and the sweet psalmist of Israel said, the Spirit of the Lord spake by me, and his word was in my tongue. The God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. No, that's not right. The God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God. And he shall be as the light of the morning when the sun riseth, even the morning without clouds, as a tender grass springing out of the earth by clear shining after rain. Although my house be not so with God, yet he hath made with me an everlasting covenant, ordered in all things, and sure, for this is all my salvation, and all my desire, although he make it not to grow. Okay, so I kind of, whenever I was reading this, in verse 5, he says, although my house be not so with God. And I'm wondering if he's saying, okay, although I messed up, although I sinned against God, although my children sinned against God, God still has me, and his covenant is sure. I wonder if that's what he meant. I don't know why that came to my mind. Actually, I wonder, like, this is the verse. I won't go just 5. Because this will do, like, the book, chapter and the verses. But let's see if it's got anything about verse 5 in this one. No. Although my house be not so with God, so bright and flourishing and prosperous as the government of the just ruler before described, or is not right with God, meaning his family, in which great sins were committed and great disorders and confusions brought into it, as the cases of Amnon, Absalom, and Adonijah showed, which that's not even talked about yet. The Adonijah, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. That's one of his sons, one of David's sons, but that part's not even in 2 Samuel. So I know that because I kept reading. But I guess I was right about that. Maybe I should start using this to read anyways. I don't know. I don't do this unless I'm just like really studying. But when I'm doing these studies for Tuesdays, I like to read first. And like I said, I didn't take notes this time. But the sons of Belial shall be all of them as thorns thrust away, because they cannot be taken with hands. But the man that shall touch them must be fenced with iron and the staff of a spear, and they shall be utterly burned with a fire in the same place. So, I think that's talking about how that, well, the sons of Belial, let's see. The meaning of, this is why I like this study, this thing. The meaning of this word, as found in the scriptures, is worthlessness, and hence reckless lawlessness. And the expression son or man of Belial must be understood as meaning simply a worthless, lawless fellow. The term is used in 2 Corinthians 6:15. Is generally understood as an appellative of Satan, as a personification of all that was bad. Okay. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was that. So, I wonder if he's talking about his children being sons of Belial. Because they're still protected. His children are. I don't know. Okay, so going on to verse 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino the Eznite. He lifted up his spear against 800 whom he slew at one time. That's the first time I'd even, no. I've read this before, but this is the first part of David's story where these people are even mentioned. Those two that I know of, that I remember. And after him was Eleazar the son of Dodo the Ahohite, one of the three mighty men with David when they defied the Philistines that were there gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were gone away. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword, and the Lord wrought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil. And after him was Shammah the son of Agi the Hararite, and the Philistines were gathered together into a troop where was a piece of ground full of lentils, and the people fled from the Philistines. But he stood in the midst of the ground and defended it and slew the Philistines, and the Lord wrought a great victory. The 3 of the 30 chief went down and came to David in the harvest time unto the cave of Adullam, and the troop of the Philistines pitched in the valley of Rephaim. And David was then in a hold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed and said, Oh, that one would give me drink of water of the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. And the 3 mighty men brake through the host of the Philistines, and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it and brought it to David. Nevertheless, he would not drink thereof, but poured it out unto the Lord. So this is really going over what has already happened, what has gone on. It's like a recap of the battles, it seems to me, but we really didn't hear, we knew that there was battles that David was fighting. We knew where they were supposed to be at and things like that. But this is like a little bit more detail about it. And it does make me wonder why. I mean, I guess David poured out the water as a drink offering. But if he was thirsty, I don't know why he didn't drink some of it too. I don't know what that's all about. And he said, Be it far from me, O Lord, that I should do this. Is not this the blood of men that went in jeopardy of their lives? Therefore he would not drink. These things did these three mighty men. Like, I don't understand why he didn't drink. They went and took a chance of getting killed by the Philistines, but he still didn't drink the water. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was chief among three. And he lifted up his spear against 300 and slew them, and had the name among three. Was he not most honorable of three? Therefore he was their captain. Howbeit he attained not unto the first three. And Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man, and Kabzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of the pit in the time of snow. And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand. But he went down to him with a staff, and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and slew him with his own spear. These things did Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, and had the name among 3 mighty men. He was more honorable than the 30, but he attained not to the first 3. And David set him over his guard. And Asahel, the brother of Joab, was one of the 30. Elhanan, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shammah the Harodite, Elikah the Harodite, Helez the Palatite, Ira the son of Ikesh the Tekoite, Abiezer the Anathothite, Mebunai the Hushathite, Zalman the Ahohite, Maharai the Netophathite, Helab the son of Bana the Netophathite, Ittai the son of Rabbi, out of Gibeah of the children of Benjamin, Benaiah the Pirathonite, Hadai of the brooks of Gash, Abiaban the Arbathite, Asmaveth the Barhumite, Elaba the Shalbanite. Why is it saying it out loud sounds so different than saying it in your head? Of the sons of Jashan and Jonathan, Shammah the Hararite, Ahiam the son of Shahar and the Hararite, Elphalet the son of Ahasbai, the son of the Machathite, Eliam the son of Ahithophel the Gilonite, Hezrai the Carmelite, Parai the Arbite, Agal the son of Nathan of Zobah, Bani, is that how you say it? The Gadite, Zelek the Ammonite, Naharai the Beerothite, armor-bearer of Joab the son of Zeruiah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb and Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, 37 in all. So that's just naming all the ones that were his strong men, the ones that he had there. With me though, all these names are so hard. They're just very difficult. And I noticed that Joab's brothers, it's like all of Joab's family, it seems, was part of this. But this is David naming off all of the people who, all of the mighty men. Which, what gets me is the last one here is Uriah, who is the man he had killed. Because, I mean, he had him murdered pretty much because he wanted Bathsheba. Am I still here? I don't even know. I'm supposed to be. So, I don't feel like that chapter is hard to study unless you want to study where these people came from and stuff like that. Because there's really not much to study really there. I don't know how to explain it. And then the very last one, and actually my other Bible, it doesn't have like the headings there. It doesn't say what it is. And when I was reading it, I was like, I was reading it on my phone, and I was like, this is a census. And there it says David's census. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go, number Israel and Judah. So, Israel has done something wrong again. So, God is angered by them. Let's see if it says. He was angry whenever Saul. Okay. This says, and now it broke forth again, either for some secret sins committed, as Kimchi suggests, or for the rebellion of Absalom and the insurrection of Sheba. Well, that is possible. That did just happen. Maybe that's why God was angry. For the king said to Joab, the captain of hosts, which was with him, go now through all of the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, now the Lord thy God add unto the people, how many soever they be, an hundredfold, and that the eyes of my lord the king may see it. But why doth my lord the king delight in this thing? What does that mean? Oh, because he's old. Okay. Notwithstanding, the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of the host. I don't know why Joab keeps fighting against the king. It's like he has gone against him with Absalom, and now he's going against him with this. It's just ridiculous. Why would David keep him? I don't understand that. Why would he have him as, like, his captain? Or his, right-hand man, or whatever you want to call him. Okay, notwithstanding, the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of the host. And Joab and the captains of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan, pitched in Aroer, on the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad, and toward Jazer. There's maps somewhere. Where are the maps? I have maps somewhere that we maybe could see. I thought I had some downloaded. Maybe not. But I thought there was maps on here. Oh, there they are. Okay. I wonder if we can see. Let's see. They passed over Jordan and pitched in Aroer. Can I make you bigger? Where's the Jordan River? I don't know if I can make it bigger. Aha. I did something. That's not very good though, because you can't see it. I don't know if this is probably not the right map. Here's the Nile. I promise I'll be ready for Bible studies one day. I just don't know when it's going to be. Well, maybe we should forget that. I don't know about that. There are maps, but I just thought about that just now. I'm going to have to look more into that. Where was I at? They passed over Jordan and pitched in Aroer on the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad, and toward Jazer. Then they came to Gilead and to the land of Tatim Hodshai, and they came to Danjan and about the Zidon, and came to the stronghold of Tyre, and to all the cities of the Hivites and of the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. That just makes me wonder, where did I find that at just now? Graphic. No, that's not it. Pushed the wrong button. I'll download that real quick, see what happens. I don't even know how I got the other one open now. It makes no sense what I'm doing either. That's what it was. I don't know. Anyways, go away. Where was that? And it came, I don't know where I was even at. And came to the stronghold of Tyre and to all the cities of the Hivites and the Canaanites, and they went out to south of Judah, even to Beersheba. And when they had gone, I'm going to have to get off. I hate that. But for some reason, my phone is getting very bad hot. Oh, goodness. That's not good. It's probably the battery. So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of people unto the king. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000. So they're only counting the men, which 800,000 men plus 500,000 men. Think about women and children after that. That's a lot of people. And David's heart smote him after he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done. And now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. So he's repenting now. He's asking God's forgiveness. For when David was up in the morning, and the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, Go and say unto David, Thus saith the Lord, I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David, and told him, and said unto him, Shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies, while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in the land? Now advise, and see the answer. I shall return to him that sent me. So God's given him a choice. He can choose 7 years of famine, 3 months of running again, like he really needed. I just don't understand. Or 3 days of pestilence. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us fall now unto the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed, and there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. So there were, let's see, where was the number? Okay, it was up here. 800,000 men plus the 500,000, and the pestilence killed 70,000 men. That's a lot of people. And actually, David didn't really choose. I mean, he didn't really choose. Like, he didn't give an answer. He said, let God do what is, let the Lord do what he's going to do. That's what I understand it. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Israel to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed the people, It is enough. Stay now thine hand. And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Araunah the Jebusite. And David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned, I have done wickedly. But these sheep, what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, be against me and against my father's house. So David is saying to God, what have these people done? They're innocent. I did it. And he's telling God to hold his sins against him and his father's house, not against the innocent people. So, and Gad, this is David builds an altar, and Gad came that day to David, and said unto him, Go up, rear an altar unto the Lord in the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. And David, according to the saying of Gad, went up as the Lord commanded. And Araunah looked and saw the king and his servants coming on toward him. And Araunah went out and bowed himself before the king on his face upon the ground. And Araunah said, Wherefore is my lord the king come to his servant? And David said, To buy a threshing floor of thee, to build an altar unto the Lord, that the plague may be stayed from the people. And Araunah said unto David, Let my lord the king take and offer up what seemeth good unto him. Behold, here be oxen for burnt sacrifice, threshing instruments, and other instruments of the oxen for wood. All these things did Araunah as the king gave unto the Lord, as a king given to the king. And Araunah said unto the king, The Lord thy God accept thee. And the king said to Araunah, Nay, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price, neither will I offer burnt offerings unto the Lord my God of that which doth cost me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. How much is 50 shekels? No, we're not going to be able to find that out. We can't find out words. I guess that's not one it's going to do. Wait. Okay, now I probably just messed y'all all up. Or me, I messed up. A shekel. Let's see. This is supposed to be like the concordance, but it's not doing. Let's see. There we go. It just says the same thing, though. I don't know. Let's go back to the other. So David bought the threshing floor. And David built there an altar unto the Lord, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So the Lord was entreated for the land, and the plague was stayed from Israel. So instead of David just taking the things as a gift, he decided, he told him, he said, No, you're not going to just give it to me. I'm going to buy it, because I won't be offering anything that I did not pay for. So I don't know. This time, this study, I just didn't feel like there was much for me to talk about. I don't know. I just didn't feel. I think that's one reason I didn't take notes. There were just so much. Some of it was just like going over what we already knew. Some of it was going over names and the census. And this is the only part that really has much that we haven't really talked about. Or I feel like that. I may be wrong. But, well, the first chapter that I read today was a song. And a psalm. It was, I don't know. I just didn't feel like I could go over much with that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just the way I felt, I guess. But, in the end, David does repent. He asks forgiveness, and he offers a sacrifice. So I don't know. I just feel like today, this study, this last 3 chapters, I don't know. I'm not saying I didn't get much from it. I'm just saying that there wasn't much to talk about, it feels like. I could be totally wrong, though. And I think my mind has been other places with part of it, like, because I've been thinking about Thursday's study, I've been thinking about Donna, and I've been devoting more time for praying for them. And I don't know if I gave this study enough time. Maybe I'm not supposed to get much from it. Y'all aren't talking, or else the thing is not working. I don't know which one. Also, I got thrown whenever this thing messed up. But this is like one of the first times I didn't feel like I needed to take notes, which is odd for me. that I didn't have any kind of things to write. So, y'all let me know what you think. But, it just did feel different this time. This last 3 chapters. Like it was kind of like a recap in a way. Except, well, the last chapter wasn't. But it feels like kind of like a recap. So how do y'all feel about sharing the screen? Like seeing the Bible on the screen and things like that. Does that bother y'all? Would you like it better without it? I don't really know what else to ask about it. I have actually thought about using this program and writing my study notes down, or like typing them out down there to make it easier whenever I'm looking, to be able to just kind of look at that. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I guess y'all can let me know what you think, because I could do that. I just haven't decided yet. But really, I feel like this today, I just feel like, I don't know, it just wasn't much there that I mean, David did the right thing in the end. He repented. But it feels like wasn't a lot to study, I guess. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could read this again in a month and feel completely different, because I've done that before. I've done it lots of times. But next time, what do y'all want to start studying? Because we're done with 2 Samuel. Do y'all want to go on to Ishmael's lineage? Or do we want to study something else we had talked about? Because I have a little post-it with the different things that we've talked about. I'm trying to see if I'm still here, because nobody's talking. And I don't know if it's like messed up or something, because it's not like it normally is. It says I'm still here, but I don't know. You like this? You like it like it is? Okay. I just feel like that this way we can look at the Bible. I mean, I don't have a lot of versions there, but we can look at it, and we can look at the commentary and stuff. And I really like eSword anyway. And we can see the comments on there. I don't know how that works for y'all. I don't know if you like it or not. Like, this is so I can type in stuff, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to type in anything. But that's what that's for. Is for me to be able to type. But I thought if we saw it, maybe whenever somebody watches it back, they can see it. You still see me? You're supposed to be able to see me. What do you mean? I'm supposed to be in a corner over there on the left. I haven't left yet. Was I supposed to leave? Okay, so what do we want to study next week? Oh, you're saying you still see me because I haven't left. Okay. So, what do we want to study next week? Do we want to start with Ishmael's line, his lineage, where he went, what happened to his people? Or do we want to talk about something else? Or do we want to maybe y'all can, like, I don't know, tell me later or something? I don't know. But I gotta know way before. I gotta know pretty quick, so I can get ready for it. I definitely don't feel like I was ready today. eSword, that's this program. That's that Bible. This is eSword. See that right there? That's eSword. This program right here. Oh, you're just saying you're still here. Okay. This is eSword, though. It has a website. Let's see. How can I... No, I don't do it like that. That's not how you spell. Okay. See, this is eSword. That's where I got that from. It's a free Bible study for computers. But they have it on Android, but I haven't figured out how to get it on my phone. They have it for iPads, Macs, and iPhones. And you can do all kinds of stuff with them. The lineage of Ishmael. I know that Amy is wanting to do the lineage of Jesus, but we'll get to that one too. I guess you had to start at the beginning, right? But we can start with the lineage, and I don't know how long that'll take because I've never actually studied the very much lineage, biblical lineage. I've done a little bit, but I've always wanted to know, like, I know where it started. It started it started with God and then Adam, but I wanted to know where it branched off and where they went, because some things in the Bible you don't ever hear about them anymore. Some of the people, but then we may not be able to find out. There may be no way. So we'll just start on Ishmael's lineage, or try to do that, and where his people went, and like maybe what religions came from that, if a religion did come from it, that kind of thing. We'll see what we can, where we go, where it takes us. We'll see where we go with it, because I don't know where it will go, because I've never studied it all. There's lots of things that I've not studied in the Bible that I would like to. But I got a long time, but we got time to do it. I hope we have time to do it. But anyway, I guess I'm going to go for today, and I'll be back Thursday, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more ready. I know that I had to restart this because the chat wasn't working, and that got me thrown off. And then this being new, the way I'm doing it, I told you I was going to learn how to do it. I just didn't know if I was going to be able to do it or not. And then it messed up the first time I actually try with everybody. Okay. Alright, well, I will see you guys Thursday. Well, I'll see you in regular videos, but I'll see y'all Thursday. I feel like this study was a little lackluster, I guess is what it is. I don't know. But, if any of y'all want to, have, what in the world, where did my mouse go? What is this? I don't know what oh no, that's a app thing, another thing, never mind. That's a thing for, it's another program, and I don't know why I was thinking it was something else. But anyway, it's for drawing and stuff, for writing and making stickers and stuff is what I do with it. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.